Live from Southwest Florida's morning news source. This is Fox 4 News Rising.
We're talking to those of you out there who have those four-legged friends. Maybe they ate your favorite pair of Prada shoes, or maybe they just won't stop barking, but not like Jake right here. Jake is so well behaved. Yes, he is.
And we have Patrick Logan with us with Bark Busters, and you have a way like communicating with dogs that doesn't use, you know, choke collars or electric fences, but you get the dogs to be just like this, calm and cool.
Well, then that's how dogs are. We want them calm and cool. We want them to be a more integral part of the family. And as you mentioned, we don't use shock collars, we don't use clickers, we don't use treats. We use the dog's own system of communicating.
Which we learned a little bit about today. Jake was like, you know, hanging out with us, and I was petting him, and he kept putting his paw, like, I was like, oh, how cute, he's giving me his paw.
Let's shake.
But you were explaining, Patrick, that that's actually a form of communication.
It's a form of communication. Basically what we try to do, well, what we do is we shift the balance of power, so to speak, in the house. Normally, if there isn't a good leader in the house, the dog will look around and basically take charge, and that's where we get the dogs that pull owners, the dogs that charge the front door, the dogs that bark at everything in sight, and the list goes on. What we do is we work with the dog, and more importantly the owners, show them a few basic things and shift that balance of power to get the owners back in charge of their house and have a better relationship with their dog.
And the unique thing about this is you come to the house, so you're in the dog's environment.
Right.
It's not like they're at school with 14 other dogs running around.
No, I mean, just like with any kind of educational environment, we want to make sure it's very stress-less on the student. It's more convenient for the owners, and it is extremely effective.
So can you give us like an example of maybe a quick command you would teach a dog like Jake?
Well, in terms of Jake, Jake's pretty well, I mean, we work with the basic obedience. I mean, so Jake knows sit and down and stay, and we're working on rolling over and chasing, actually, kind of oddly enough, kind of chasing and spinning around a little bit.
Really?
But what we want to make sure is when things are not quite going right, how do we communicate? How do we get a dog to basically snap out of it and pay attention to the owner?
Right.
Oftentimes owners have big problems in the fact that, you know, my dog comes to me sometimes and he pays attention to me every now and then.
Yeah, when he wants to.
Right. And what we do is we want to make sure that the dog is focusing on the owner's terms. Okay. Not when the dog chooses to.
We have so many more fun tips, and Jake and Patrick are going to help us out with those coming up in a little bit later in the 8 o'clock hour, and we're going to give you many more tips for your four-legged friends. But if you want to get in touch with Patrick, you can give him a call. That number on your screen, 1-877-500-BARK, or send them an email, swfla@barkbusters.com. Lots of fun. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
You too, Jakey Wakey Woo. Yes, I love you. You're so cute. All right, well, don't go anywhere. Stick with us. We have lots more fun.
Exactly. Welcome back, 8:39, and believe it or not, if you're with us like 15 minutes ago, this is Anderson, the dog we had on with Judith Givick from the Animal Refuge Center.
Yeah, the one who's like doing backflips.
Transformed, but we swear it's the same dog. He's no longer running around crazy. That's thanks to Patrick Logue.
That's right, and he's here from Bark Busters, and it really is amazing. Anderson was jumping all over, but you, in a couple of minutes, maybe like 15 minutes, have made it so that he's so calm. He's not bouncing off the walls. Is this something that people at home can do, or just... is this something only you can do?
Well, I mean,
he's got power.
Well, what we do is we do both. I help the owners have a better relationship with their dog by coming to their home.
Right.
So the owners can do it at home. We basically show them, as you just said, in a matter of minutes, how to speak dog. Right. In a language that they understand. It is non-harmful. We're vet recommended. We've worked with over 350,000 dogs in 8 countries.
So if you speak dog, can you put that on your resume? Or? No,
I'm bilingual. Yeah, yes. Well, the Latin I took in high school didn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you work with Anderson? Because
yeah, what did you do?
He was a great dog, but he was running around. He's very hyper.
Well, basically, I would say most of my clients feel that their dog really doesn't pay attention to them, and that's a behavioral issue. It's kind of the overall idea of the terminology alpha dog, or we like just using the word leader. Yeah. Anderson was choosing to focus in on everything but the leader. And now I'm not Anderson's leader. I'm a substitute. But what I did in a very short amount of time is basically explain to him in a language he understands, hey, it's not cool for you to barge through the front door before I do. It's not cool for you to pull on leash. In other words, Anderson needs to focus in on me. And if he focuses on me, or for the viewers at home, if your dog chooses and starts focusing on you, you're going to have a better relationship because the dog will make better decisions.
It really is just amazing.
The dog is just laying down,
before
chilling.
we couldn't keep him, Amy and Judith couldn't keep him still. He was just all over the place. Now, is there, can you do this with any dog? Does it matter what breed you have?
Nope. Any dog, any age, any problem.
Really?
Because it's all the same brain.
Right.
And we've heard you like bark at the dog.
Yeah, I was just going to say, can you
not
speak
yelling,
about,
but it's
like we heard you
speaking
go,
the dog. It's like growls. It's like things they understand.
Well, dogs use, anyone that has a dog knows that they use their body language. If they, oh, there's another dog out there, they might get big and tough. The hair might stand up, the ears will stand up, the tail will come right up.
Okay.
As Anderson's tail used to curl all the way up.
Yeah.
If the dogs don't understand the body language, then maybe a dog will kind of growl at something. I don't really like that. And even then, he just turned his head there. And then if that ultimately doesn't happen, dogs will snap at each other dogs.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to go snap at him.
Right.
Because I don't know him.
But there are ways. But if he knew him, he may. But there are other ways to work around
There are
it.
other ways to work on that.
Okay.
There are other ways. Basically, what we've done is that we've taken canine communication and we've humanized it.
All right. Sounds
Very good to know. And if you'd like to, there's so much more Patrick can teach us. Unfortunately, we don't have time for it all. So if you'd like to get in touch with him, it's 1-877-500-BARK or Southwest Florida, which is SWFLA, at barkbusters.com. We'll
Very
get
interesting.
Email to
Bring your
Patrick.
puppy to them.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for working with Anderson.
Absolutely.
Helping us out this morning. Amazing.
And he's available, so check out your shelters.
There you go.
Exactly. He needs a good home now that he's trained.
Exactly.